Are you okay?
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, I'm fine.
What just happened there?
Man, remember the thing that happened to my esophagus? It hurts to swallow right now.
Oh, no. God, I thought for sure you were making some kind of joke, but no, you were just actually in pain.
It's okay.
Cool.
I'm going to fucking soldier through because that's how I do.
Julie was trying to be an adult about things like antibiotics, and she took a giant pill that dissolved in her esophagus
and gave me an ulcer.
So while
I'm okay.
while she's drinking beer, you're going to hear her go like, delicious. Oh, pain.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
It's not the beer. The beer is amazing.
This is really good. This is their new Kolsch, by the way. Thanks, Empirical.
Thanks, Empirical. I've got a bit for you guys.
I can't wait.
Before we do the thing. This says Julie and Janine, but I'm in the middle, so I'm just going to hand it to Julie, and she can read it aloud.
That's cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Joke's on you. I can't read.
Julie, don't joke.
No, women aren't funny. May we always raise a glass to our friendship.
Yeah.
We may.
Okay. Go ahead.
Julie and Janine, even when we're so old, it's with a glass of prune juice. Happy Galentine's Day. We're all gonna die. Love, Allison. Tusk.
Yeah.
God damn it.
I was in Target and I saw that there was a Galentine's Day card section. This is the second time Parks and Rec has come up this morning. First of all, they had a Galentine's Day card section, so I decided to get one for Julie and Janine. I want you to know the "we're all gonna die" I added personally.
Yeah,
that wasn't in the card.
Allison's handwriting.
The prune juice thing, that was the card. Probably a woman wrote that, and that's why it's not funny.
They actually should have put "we're all gonna die" right after the heart, though.
Yeah.
Because that would have made this card like 10 times better.
Although, you know what? I will say, sexist, there were lots of Galentine's Day cards that were drinking themed, and all of them were wine. Come on. Come on. Bitches be drinking beer. Mm-hmm. I know. Also wine. I love wine.
Yeah, I mean, don't shit on wine.
There's this great, if you ever see a bottle of Ironstone's Petite Syrah, it'll cost you like $11 and it tastes like it costs $30, and it's amazing. Anyway, don't mix your drinks. Welcome to Podlander Drunkcast, an Outlander podcast. I'm Allison.
I'm Julie.
That's Janine.
Hey.
He's got a mic that's just for you, Jen Lander. We made sure he ran all the way home to make sure his mic could be plugged in because we were missing a cable. So that's just for you, Jen, out there somewhere.
Who learned how to use GIFs on Twitter this week, just like me.
We had, if you follow us on Twitter, please know that during the Super Bowl party, once Julie and I got depressed about the fact that somehow Tom Brady was going to triumph again, we decided just to use that time for me to teach her how to use GIFs on Twitter. It's really complicated. There's a button that says
actually
GIF.
says it.
She was like, will you teach me how to embed GIFs? And I was like, sure.
Press that.
And she went, oh, God damn it. I'm just like, yep, that sounds about right.
Old.
So now, please find us. We're going to have a GIF party every week or so. There've been some real gems already. Just join us and say like, hey, here's a GIF of, I don't know, Sam Hewen winking. There is one. I've used it a couple times.
There are probably about 50.
Yeah. There's a great one. I can't remember who shared it, but there's a great one of Angus putting his knife in and out of the sheath, and it totally looks like he's jerking his knife off. It's really great. That's a great one.
I think that was Jen Lander. I think it was Jen Lander.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, good old Jen Lander.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do for this live show, since we've recently wrapped up our season 1 rewatch by all of a sudden realizing that we fucked up so hard that we had a guest do the most upsetting.
Where are we at our live show?
Oh, yes. We're at Empirical Brewery. Isn't that amazing? Yeah. They're the best. We are currently drinking. Are you drinking the Upcork?
I'm drinking the Kolsch.
Okay.
Because you know how I do.
Yeah.
Kolsch on the menu. I don't see anything else.
Yeah. They have a lovely Kolsch that'll be around for a while. I am drinking the Upcork, which is a passion fruit pale ale. Everybody else seems to be drinking something dark.
The stout. Did anybody
Singularity?
get the,
shut up, Neil.
Did anybody get the raspberry
Downcork? Anybody get the Downcork? How is it?
That's good.
That's what I'm getting next.
It was really good if you couldn't hear that.
Yeah. We'll continue to talk about the beer because we love it and we're drinking it. Hey, good morning, everyone.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do, just like the last time we did one of these thingadadoos, Julie, you know what I didn't do?
What?
Include what won last time.
No, yeah, you did. That's right there.
Oh, yes, I did. Never mind. Guys, everything's fine.
We're all going to die.
Tom and I stayed up until almost 3 o'clock in the morning watching Parks and Rec, so I'm alert. It's great.
What season are you guys on? I did the same thing.
Season 4.
Oh, yeah. I just got to season 5.
I started rewatching The West Wing thinking that was going to make me feel better about life.
No.
The entire, I want you to know, listening at home, everyone in the audience just started shaking their heads.
Everybody started shaking their heads.
It was great. It won. So I did still rewatch parts of The West because it's great, whatever. But I switched to Parks and Rec, and it is actually making me feel better about life because it's a reminder that good people working in local government can enact real change. And we're still all gonna die.
Yeah.
Anyway, what we're gonna do is revisit the awards that we did last time. So we're gonna go through things like the best image or scene and the best lead actor, and we got some great category suggestions from Dot's Poetry Corner. I think it's at Dots_poetry_corner. So we're gonna have those added in for kicks. And we're going to arbitrarily roll a dice to see what wins.
And remember, everybody, it's my D20 from my nutsack dice bag that Zach Webb personally made for me. Look, it looks like a nutsack.
It's great. It's chainmail in the form of a nutsack.
And my dice are blood red.
That was my contribution.
Yeah. So we'll be rolling my blood red D20 to determine the quote unquote winners,
because they're all winners. And then if the right thing doesn't win, occasionally we'll just give it 69 points
or 69 always,
right?
Sometimes like 3,000, just because who gives a shit, we're all gonna die anyway.
We're all gonna die anyway. And then after we give out an award, we're gonna roll between the winner of the first half of season 1 and the winner of the second half of season 1 to see who the overall winner is. So without further ado, we're gonna dive into that. If we get it wrong, feel free, we're the Oscars and you're on Twitter, to tell us that we really fucked up, which is what I'll be doing when La La Land wins an Oscar. All right. An Oscar. When La La Land wins 9 Oscars.
Yeah.
All right. So first up is the best image or scene. As a reminder, the part 1 winner was Murtagh and Jamie in the stable talking about how Clear's smile is just as sweet. My Scottish is getting better.
It is getting better.
It's because I haven't done the French in a while.
This was also the scene where Murtagh had gone to get the Fraser tartan from the old widow.
Yep.
So her dead man's
Who has
skirt.
to bring it back.
Right. So that's what won for part 1.
I wonder if the reason he needs to bring it back is every once in a while she straps down her boobs and puts on the kilt and ties her hair back and goes into town and pretends to be a man and drinks.
Yeah.
I think that's what happens.
Yeah, that's like Thursday.
Yep.
All right, here we go. So from part 2, we have some nominees. Best image or scene, part 2. Our first nominee is Galis ripping her dress open to show she's pregnant in the witch trial, and also screaming that she is the bride of Satan. It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
The only thing better than Lottie Verbeek is this delicious Empirical beer.
So if you don't have one, go get one.
Our second nominee for the best image or scene is what we decided to call the Gaelic Suicide is Painless, which is the scene where Murtagh and Jamie have their whole scene in Gaelic and talk about how Jamie wants to kill himself. And if you've been listening to the show, you heard that amazing translation we found where we both cried. And then we talked about Amanda Laudermilk's parents some more to make ourselves feel better. Yep. So that was number 2.
Number 3 for best image or scene from part 2 of season 1 is the incredibly fucking hot makeup sex.
With the knife to the throat?
Yeah. In front of the fireplace, down on the floor. Yes. Okay. We're getting a lot of up and down from some ladies out there.
Let's all take a moment and just everybody, just close your eyes and just think about that.
Or look into the distance, which is what I do.
Oh, by the way, if at any point we yell, "Kitty," it's because they have a window to their brewery now and they have beer cats.
So if I see a cat, I'm not even gonna. This mic is fucked. Out.
All right. They're also named for the Ghostbusters. And the last one is Jenny emptying out her boobs
milking herself in the woods. I love that scene so much. I'm bursting. You think she has to pee? No, she has to milk herself. Incredible.
Yeah. She doesn't hike up her skirts. She hikes down her top. One of the 97 layers she's wearing.
One of the 50. Here we go. So you got to put the numbers in when we roll them.
Okay.
So Galis ripping her dress open to show she's pregnant gets a 12. I think that's a little low. Gaelic suicide is painless gets a 19.
Whoa.
Makeup sex gets 4,622. I'm sorry, I didn't even roll. Hold on. 14. Whoop. Everybody's like, Jenny milking herself. Natural 20. 8. But that's okay because it's like 8.
It's like two boobs. I just had the exact same thought. It's like sideways boobs.
It's infinity 2 boobs.
Bursting. It's that 8 is bursting.
All right. So right now, Gaelic suicide is painless is winning. Do we agree with that, or do we need to add 69
plus
points
69
to
dudes?
Sex?
That's makeup sex. Plus 69 dudes. The winner is
makeup sex.
Yeah, right.
And that would be 83 points total.
Okay.
So, So makeup sex is at 83. Let's go back to the season 1, part 1, which is the Merton, Jamie in the stable, and they get 12. So they lose. So the best scene in season 1 is makeup sex.
Yeah.
Yay! By a long shot.
You know, I might agree with that. I really might. It was really hot.
It was incredibly hot.
It's strange.
You guys made a point to actually show me that one.
Yeah, we made Janine watch that one.
It was good.
Yeah. After he watched the wedding. Mm-hmm. That was a lot of boning in one night.
I know, it's very awkward for you.
Yeah. Whatever, there's a lot of boobs in that show.
Yeah.
And also, everyone can appreciate the physical beauty of Sam Heughan, even with the Cornish game hen back. All right. Also, our friend Molly here decided that to get in the spirit of things, she was going to wear a shirt that shows her back triangle.
Yeah.
It's great. It's hot. I want Sam Heughan to wear that shirt now.
I don't want Sam Heughan to wear a shirt.
Yeah, you know what? That's fair. Well, but if he put that shirt on, it would probably rip, and that would be kind of hot.
What if you put it on and then he took it off like this, and it ripped in two?
Oh, that'd be good.
Okay. All right. So the second category is worst image or scene. And what we usually mean by worst is not that it was bad, just that it was weird or maybe a little dumb.
Sometimes it is actually worst. Also, sometimes it's just like really upsetting.
You remember like in part 2, when the Virgin Mary statue falls to the ground and you're
season
like,
2,
you're like, no.
No. I think that might have been our season 2 winner.
Yeah.
The winner from part 1 was Pups and Dugs. Does everybody remember Pups and Dugs?
When all the guys are making boobs jokes about Pups and Dugs.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then Allison goes, not that Doug. Not that Doug.
God, I really aspired to be Patty Mayonnaise when I was young. All right. So here are our nominees for the second half of season 1. The first is, quote, being a gypsy is about love. I fucking hate that stuff.
Yeah.
That scene is the worst. That guy, it's like they went to central casting and said, can you get us somebody who's like almost handsome, but also looks like he smells like patchouli?
Yeah.
And that's who they found.
Exactly.
Which is we got a little shout out to one of the other members of that band later, but he's the worst.
All right, the second nominee is I forgot how to say her name just now. Leary offering herself to Jamie, and she's all like, "I'm unspoiled.
No one's had me." By the way, is anybody raise your hand if you're watching Victoria? Anybody? Yeah. Leary is in Victoria.
She's good.
And she's pretty good. We decided she has perfect maid face.
She does look like a maid.
Right? Like some people just have, she's a beautiful girl.
She does have maid
face. But she has perfect maid face. It's great. She's gonna play maids in like Regency era dramas forever.
I mean, that's money if you live in England.
Once they do,
that's guaranteed money.
Once they do Downton Abbey
Redux.
The Legacy. Wasn't that what the new 24 is called?
The high school years?
The high school years. She's going to make a fortune. Oh my God. It's just going to be Lady Mary learning how to, I don't know, needlepoint.
Yeah.
That'll be it. Although, you know what? And then Edith crying in a corner. I would actually watch that. I would really watch that. Team Edith.
Okay, so Leary offering herself to Jamie.
Blech.
Number 3 for worst image or scene. This was submitted to us by our fan, Jen Moniz.
Who has, I'm not going to tell you why she's not here, but she's got a great reason for not being here. Let's leave it at that.
Is the Beege's limp dick that we're treated to several times.
Yeah. What does a girl have to do to get an erect penis?
Yeah, what do we have to do? I know that makes things rated X, but... Can we just talk about the fact
we do like
we see
a
infinity
director's
boobs?
cut?
We see boobs forever. We see a lot of thatch. We never see a straight up joystick. Can a lady?
Come on.
Yeah, wait. Throw me a bone here.
Good morning, everybody.
Hello.
All right.
Okay, so Beej's limp dick. That makes
The
list.
next is when Jamie doesn't kill Blackjack Randall.
Because please kill him.
Come on.
But then we talked about it and we got into a time travel wormhole.
Yeah. If you haven't watched season 2 yet, spoilers, but I mean, really, I cannot. We said, hey, if you haven't watched season 2 yet, tell us on Twitter, and not one person said anything, so
Right.
I'm just going to assume we're safe.
So in Fort William, when he rescues Claire and he gets Blackjack down on the ground, and you're like, why didn't he kill him? We thought about this. If he did kill Blackjack Randall in that moment, that means that Frank would never have been born. And then that means that Claire would probably not have been in Scotland to touch the dick rocks. So would she have just disappeared
I think she would have.
if he killed Blackjack right there? Zoink. Something to think about.
It depends on your theory of time travel. That's what
Oh,
we
God.
I'm gonna say she would disappear because she never would have been in the place to touch the dick rocks.
So a Back to the Future singular
Yes,
timeline.
Back to the Future disappearing Polaroid theory.
I wonder if maybe their love is so strong that it transcends the laws,
No.
the non-existent laws of time travel.
I don't say this very often, but I'm with Kevin Lambert on this one. No.
All right, we've got an extra nominee for this one.
Okay, we did have one very special thing we had to talk about. Allison?
The worst image, scene, or moment in the second half of season 1 is the moment that Julie and I jointly realized we fucked up and had subjected Amanda Laudermilk to watching the finale with us when we thought that Wentworth Prison was the bad one. I like to imagine that
We
Julie
really
and I
fucked
were
up.
rewatching the episodes at the same time in separate rooms, and we both went,
Oh, no.
at the exact same time.
Yeah, because, but you know, she did a great job, but I really did feel very bad for her.
Yeah.
So we're going to put that on there. So here we go.
Well, and then she thought that you assumed that getting your hand nailed was worse than being repeatedly and violently raped.
assaulted.
Yeah. Okay.
Ugh.
Yep.
Okay. So, worst image or scene for part 2 of season 1.
Gypsy.
Being a gypsy is about love.
Stevie Knotts.
16.
16.
Leary offering herself to Jamie gets 18.
That seems accurate.
She better be.
Also, it's like a 1 and a boob. Oh, God. Keep going.
Beej's limp dick. 4.
Seems about right.
Appropriate.
Yeah.
Yeah. When Jamie doesn't kill Blackjack. 14.
14.
And that moment when we realized that we fucked up and made our guest watch the worst episode of television ever made. The hardest to watch. 5.
You know
Seems
what?
low.
But that makes Leary our winner, and I think she's earned that right.
You know what? She has. She has.
Okay. So now roll for the Pups and Doug.
And then I'm going to roll for Pups and Dugs from part 1. And it gets 4. So
All right,
guess what?
Leary, congratulations,
Leary,
girl.
congratulations. You're the fucking worst. And it's been proven by my blood red
Scientifically.
D20.
All right. The next category is lead actor.
I don't think there's
so
any surprises
far,
here.
we've had the exact same winner every time we've done this.
Yes,
and that
and
is Tobias
every time because he's so good.
And we haven't even faked it. That's been the natural roll of the dice.
Yeah. So part 1's winner was Tobias Mananas.
This time we've got Katrin Balfman, who, by the way, wore this like sick black jumpsuit to the BAFTAs last night.
Love a jumpsuit.
Ooh.
Good.
Looking good, girl.
All right.
I know you're listening.
You are.
No,
What
she's
up,
not.
Annette Badland? All right, so Katrina Bamathmamath, Tobias
That
Mamathmamath,
sounds so-
and then Laura Donnelly as
Oh God,
Jenny.
who's about to do a Sam Mendes directed play in the West End, and it made me want to buy a goddamn ticket right now.
When is that?
Oh God, you could probably go. I think it opens next month.
Neil,
Okay.
when is what's her name playing King Lear? Oh, that's coming up. We almost went to London to see Gloria what's her name play King Lear. And then Sam Hewen.
Because
We got to get him in there. We haven't
Well,
been.
and he had his
was
best
very
episode
good.
of the whole series so far.
Yes. Okay, here we go.
All right.
Katrina Bamathmamath.
8. Just like her boobs.
Infinity boobs.
Infinity boobs.
Tobias Manasseh 20. Nope, he gets a 4 for his limp dick.
Jenny. 7. Low rolls.
Sam. 5.
Oh, hey, that's
you know what?
Katrina and her infinity boobs. All right.
Here we go.
Oh, whoa.
Here we go.
Roll for Tobias Mansamsamanamam.
Tobias Menesmenes versus Katrina Here we go. Tobias Menesmenes. 14 stays the winner. He is the best actor on this show.
He's really good. That Jackting, you can't beat the Jackting.
All right.
And there's that moment when like he shows up and half of his
when Jamie's about to get hung,
and half of his lip moves,
and he has that weird like, if I hadn't shown up, he would die, but I did show up, and he's terrifying. Okay,
you can see in his eyes that he's got a semi. It's like, it's the best.
You say semi, I say semi.
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 I'd go semi.
But it's a semi truck.
But most of the time I say pudge.
Okay, that's good. Halfy? I sometimes say halfy. Okay.
I just like the word pudge.
All right. So now we've got standout performance, non-series, which means somebody who's just like one and done.
In and out.
And we included in this only people who have a very, very limited role in the series. So there's no Duke of Sandringham because he's such a much bigger role in season 2. So our nominees are, bless him,
Towel. If you watch the show, listen to our program, you know that I could not understand Coral McBarber's name, so I named him Towel. He's the guy, the lead of the Watch with the white ponytail, who ends up kind of being a good dude.
Who talks about getting a boner when you're hung.
Yeah, so Towel is number 1.
Towel. Number 2. It's the monk with the bowl haircut who plays a bad guy in literally everything but Outlander.
The one that has to listen to her tell him the whole truth about her future travel and just sit there and take it and just be like, oh, Lord.
It reminds me of that scene in A League of Their Own when when Madonna goes to confession and you hear the priest drop the Bible.
Yeah, it's like that.
Yeah, it's like that.
Our third nominee is Fairy Baby Woman.
Unrelated to Puppy Monkey Baby.
Yeah, it does sound like Puppy Monkey Baby, though.
This is the woman who, in the witch trial, testifies about Claire going and trying to save the baby. Do you remember? She's really good, even though she's a fucking idiot because your baby's not a fairy, ma'am. You just haven't given him, I don't know, enough milk, or he's got some, I don't know. I shouldn't blame the mother. God, I'm such a sexist.
Anti-vaxxer, maybe.
Oh God, maybe she's an anti-vaxxer.
And then our final nominee, I'm going to let Allison say because she came up with this.
We're calling her the Fake-a-knock. Which is the woman that steals Claire's dance routine and song, and then all of a sudden it's really good instead of shitty. And you can see Claire be like, oh man, she's really good. There's all the thrusting, and she's got that accent, and
she makes it way more sex-like.
Yeah, and she's great. Even though she's a stinking gypsy.
All right. Oh, and by the way, our part 1 winner from season 1, part 1 was who we named Sigourney McWeaver. The woman in the bar with Frank who takes him out to the alley. Remember her?
You can call me Sally, but it's not my name.
Sally, right? But she looks like a young Sigourney Weaver, so we named her Sigourney McWeaver.
Sigourney McWeaver.
Okay, so here we go. Towel.
18
for Towel.
That's a dick and an infinity boob for Towel.
Monk. 12. Fairy Baby Woman. 14.
All right, Fairy Baby Woman.
Fake-a-knock. 8. Infinity boobs, which she has to bind.
You know what? That Towel
I stand
is
by
the right
Towel.
choice.
All right, so Towel versus Sigourney McWeaver.
Sigourney McWeaver gets a 3.
Towel wins.
Towel. Way to go, Towel.
All right, Towel. Season 1. Standout performance, complete and total. It's Towel.
All right. So the standout performance supporting, our winner in part 1 was Ned Gowan, who we love so dearly. We've got 5 nominees for this because we just couldn't decide.
We couldn't bring it down. Number 1.
Oh, we should save number 1 for last.
Okay.
Because that's where he belongs.
All right, quote unquote. Number 1, Simon Callow.
Duke of Sandringham.
Coats.
Oh, God. Well, he doesn't have a those coats moments, but there is that moment when he runs away after Jamie gets fucking stabbed.
Yeah, he's very good. Okay, and then Gayless Duncan. Doy. Father Bane, specifically for the courtroom monologue
when
where
you think he's sorry and then you realize it's actually gamesmanship. He's a regular Paul Ryan.
Ugh.
Yeah. Ooh. Yep.
All right. And then Gilf.
Gilf Golf.
Gilf,
our friend
Gilf,
Kevin
the man who invented golf.
Who has a smaller role in the second half of season 1, but he's all pissed. No, wedding. That's in the first half.
No, he has the
cave
big,
scene
in the big grieving scene where he gets drunk when his wife dies. That's very good.
And Angus has to trick him into drinking the booze with the sleeping potion in it, and then he just falls over like a big dumb idiot. And then he goes to Colum and he's like, "She's carrying my child," and Colum is like, "Dude, I don't fucking care.
Get out. You get out.
You're a mess.
I'm going to send
your
her
house
to the pyre.
Bye."
All right, and our final nominee for standout performance.
Can you guys guess who it is?
Yeah, you have to know who it is.
No. How did we not include Jenny?
Jenny was included in the lead.
Oh, the leads. She was in the leads.
Good guess, though.
Come on. Who are we missing?
Who do we love? Yes, Murtaugh, or as we call him, the Pamplemousse. So here we go. Do I roll from Pamplemousse first?
Let's do Pamplemousse first.
Okay, this is versus Ned Gowan, and we all know Ned Gowan has a gun. So I feel sorry for whoever does this. Pamplemousse 4.
Plus, I think your hand was shaking.
Okay, You're right. It was left-handed too. I'm goofy hand. All right, here we go. Pamplemousse.
Oh my God.
Boo. Simon Callow. Natural 20. 8.
Infinity boobs. That works.
Galis. 10. She is a 10. Father Bane. 11. Patriarchy. Gilf. 2.
But Galis gets plus 666 points.
Yes,
so that's Galis is our winner.
So Galis versus Ned Gowan. Ooh,
oh, that's good.
Galis
wins, which is appropriate. She gives the best performance in season 1.
Yeah, agreed.
I know that we just manipulated the system, but I think it's what Satan would have.
Sometimes you have to do that. It is definitely what Satan. Never mind, I fucked that
up. All right. Next, we're on most shocking moment. There was no shortage of those in this half. So we did 5 for this one as well.
Our part 1 winner was the whipping at Fort William. Ugh. Okay.
Yeah, and that was before, because we see that again in the second half because they really love to torture us. And in the second half, we see his dad keel over dead, but we'll just include that in the first one. So our first most shocking moment, you want to do the honors?
Is when we're in the flashback at Lollybrock when the Beach takes Jenny upstairs and he's kissing her, and then he does that thing where he licks her face and then sticks his finger in her mouth. Ew.
Yeah. Although that is slightly undercut by the fact that then we get that awesome scene of her just laughing at
his limp ass 4 dick.
4 out of 10.
It's not even a passing
Not really.
grade.
I would hit it. Not Blackjack Randall.
No, his eyes are too close together.
Yeah. It's weird. It's like Tobias Mommsen can change the arrangement of his
shape of his skull
to make himself less attractive when he's playing the beach.
Ugh. All right. Our second nominee is 1968. When Galis drops the bomb that she too is a time traveler. That scene is really good.
That's really good.
Number 3 is when Ian mans up and stabs the leprechaun from behind.
He reaches into his wooden leg, opens the secret compartment, takes out the dagger, also a little piece of apple, which he eats, and then he stabs Horks through the back.
That one was good.
All of it except for the stabbing was made up. But I like to imagine that he really has. Wouldn't that be great?
If he just opened it up someday and was hungry and there was an apple there, like,
yeah.
Guys,
saving this for later.
Remember, I watched this vicariously through you. So for me, that's real.
Well, good. Our fourth nominee, Allison.
The spanking. It's complicated. And our fifth nominee
was the moment when we both realized that we had told Amanda about the wrong episode. And she had to watch To Ransom a Man's Soul instead of Wentworth Prison. Okay.
That was pretty shocking for all of us. All right.
No, I actually texted Allison. I made a terrible mistake. Okay, here we go. First nominee is the licking finger in mouth. Fucking beach. 9. 1968. 13. Intriguing. It's a number of witches.
It's the devil's number.
Devils. Killing the leprechaun. 10.
Perfect 10.
Spanking. 8.
Infinity boobs. Oh, actually, also kind of like an ass.
A little butt. You turn it sideways, boom, boom. It's like underalls. Ding, ding. The moment we realized we fucked up and made Amanda watch this shit was 11.
1968 should be the winner.
Yes, it is the winner. Okay, so 1968 versus Whipping at Fort William. Whipping at Fort William gets 17. Stays the winner.
Yeah, I think that's good.
Fair.
And you just, because the Cornish game hen back, and it's starting to look like wet tissue paper that somebody threw at a drywall, only with rippling muscles underneath it. Mm-hmm. It's very confusing.
All right.
This is my favorite category. This is Sickest Burn, a category that we invented for Wee Fergus, who it will always be the winner. We should always just put I will miss his happy face in every list, but we won't. Our part 1 winner was we mustn't put the claret at risk, but specifically it's when the beach slaps his coat
for like 30 seconds in the doorway. I love that shit.
And everybody's just staring at him, and he's like,
and he's just staring right back at them.
Dust everywhere. Mother dust.
So that's our part 1 winner. So our first nominee for part 2 is
You have such a lovely neck. It sits beneath your head so prettily. It would be a shame to see them parted.
Simon Callow is really good at
forerunner
burns.
to Those Coats, which is made. We've got a category coming up later that's the best quote to use in everyday life. And there are all kinds of options from season 1, but the single best one is Those Coats.
I say it at least once a week.
I really do too.
All right, so you have such a lovely neck, Simon Callow.
It'd be a shame to see them parted. You know, I met him once.
Yeah.
He was the commencement speaker when I was at Bada at our farewell dinner. And it was like, I have no idea what he said because we all just sat there and like bathed in the drollness of it. And he was just drinking wine and talking about the art of acting. And it was
pretty awesome.
Yeah. I just wish I could remember what he said. But we all sat there getting hammered and just being like,
you're so
we're
cool.
Americans.
Really good.
Anyway.
Second nominee is
You're missing your leg. You're missing your leg.
Which isn't really a burn. It's more like I'm telling you the truth, but it's also
but the truth
you can't come with me.
The truth hurts.
You can't come with me.
You're missing your leg.
Missing your leg to Ian, who is
and it's honestly, Katrina Benjamin is really, really good, but it honestly is a little bit funny because it's so abrupt and so harsh. She's like, she's saying something really gently about why he can't come, and she's obviously annoyed, and then she just looks at him and there's a pause and goes, you're missing your leg.
It's like, I gotta tell you this. All right. The third nominee is when Dougal tells Claire that she is being clever, not wise.
You're being clever, not wise. Oh God, now it's getting worse.
Dude, if a man, God help a man that ever said that shit to me.
Well, you'd probably throw your drink in his face. Is that what happened, Tom?
I did throw a drink in Tom Warren's face. I did do it. He didn't believe I would do it, so I did it.
That's a really good reason to do it. I'm sorry. That's the best reason. I can't wait for an opportunity in life when somebody is like, you wouldn't do that. And then I'll just go,
watch me, bitch.
It'd be great.
All right.
It's going to be Scotty Caldwell. Not really.
And the fourth nominee is the quote from The Search when they get to the very edge of Scotland, and Murtaugh says,
if you look hard enough, you could see the Americas. It's the only place you haven't sung that damn song. Which is kind of how I feel by the end of the episode.
Yeah.
97 montages later.
Too much montage. All right, here we go. You have such a lovely neck. Yoink.
18. Infinity boobs.
Plus dick. You're missing your leg. 19.
You know what? I'm really okay with that.
You're being clever, not wise. 10.
Perfect 10.
See the Americas. 3. Okay, even though I think that's the funniest burn. But you're missing your leg is actually the harshest burn. It's the heart. It is the sickest. So you're missing your leg. Up against we mustn't put the claret at risk. Mustn't put the claret at risk gets 11. So sickest burn of season 1 is indeed you're missing your leg.
I should really work that into everyday life. Julie's gonna be like, no. I know it's a Wednesday, but I could come out for a beer at 10 p.m. And then I'm gonna go, you're missing your leg.
And I'm gonna be like, you're right. I'm staying home.
All right.
Best costume.
By the way, we realized we revisited the last live episode so that we could remember all the things that won, because by the end of it, we were hammered.
Speaking of hammered, tink, tink. This beer
Cheers.
is great. Thank you, Empirical.
Yeah, everybody enjoying their beers. Great.
May I have another one, husband? You ready? Yes, please. All right.
May I have another one, Julie's husband? Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Best costume, part one winner was the rent coat. Remember that awesome white
the blue, and they made a version for Hot Topic, which I never went and bought because I live in Chicago and such a coat would be utterly impractical.
Ooh, Scotty's sister bought it. Oh, and it looks good. It? Okay, cool. Oh, nice. That's good to hear. All right, Hot Topic.
Will you see if Keenan will send us a photo of herself wearing it so that we could put it on the internet? Great.
Okay.
Okay. So we revisited a bunch of the season 1 costumes because all of a sudden we realized that we could only remember things like knitwear and the fabulous season 2 ship.
She's on the road so much that it's all kind of one thing.
Well, and we spend the last 3 episodes in like mortal fear for Jamie's life. So she's wearing one outfit until she puts the inexplicable pants on. But we revisited. We found some good ones. So the first is when she meets the Duke of Sandringham for like the second time when they're pretending they haven't met, but they actually have. She's wearing this dress that's got a giant fur choker
that wraps all the way around like this tall.
It is nuts.
It's like a neck brace of fur.
It's
just what it looks like.
And I mean, she can rock a choker, but even that one is a little bit weird.
It's a little much.
I need an Outlander drag show immediately, and that obviously can't be the closer because the closer has to be the swan piercing dress, and right before that, the red dress, and right before that, the wedding dress. Well, no, maybe wedding dress should be last, then swan piercing dress, then red dress, then the Dior dress, and then
the brown dress from the garden scene at Versailles.
No, I changed my mind. Actual closer is Sam Heughan standing in the water covering his penis.
Yeah, that's number one. That's the best costume.
Oh, which, by the way, never mind. That's coming up.
Okay.
So 2
is the troll that Allison fucking perpetrated on me. The Tusk bracelets and the pearl necklace, because we realized that Jamie's mom was such a hot piece of ass that men everywhere were throwing jewelry at her.
So we decided to combine those into one.
And her jewelry, mom's jewelry.
The literal pearl necklace. Because of the nature of the show, every time I say pearl necklace, I feel a little bit horny. But it's the actual pearl necklace. Not that they would ever show it on TV. Can you imagine season 3 of Outlander? Boob cum. Anyway,
we've taken it to the other level.
But those Tusk bracelets are legitimately really cool.
And then our
Hot Topic, get on it.
Our third nominee, and I am really behind this one, is Jenny's spy gear when she gets ready to go out on the road, and she comes out. She's got her 2 guns pointed like this. She's got the sleeves that are like tied together here.
She's wearing a bandolero covered in bullets, and she's got a wig hidden in her boot, and there's a poison ring.
It's like she's got everything.
It's a little bit like Jenny briefly turns into Alias.
Yeah. So we love that one.
Bristow.
And then the fourth
Janine,
nominee.
I think that's what I want our next podcast to be. Can we rewatch all of Alias? I'll rank all the wigs.
Yes.
Okay.
And then the fourth nominee is Allison.
The wet shirt that Sam isn't wearing.
Yes.
It just comes up on the water wheel, and you know he's down there even more naked. And then the guy steals it, and you're like, thanks, guy. Because, I mean, poor Jamie Fraser, he goes through like 97 shirts in the course of the first
lot
season,
of shirts.
and for that, we all give thanks.
I say if he's got such a problem with shirts,
he should just never wear one.
Why wear one?
It seems like a waste.
It's an elegant solution. All right, here we go. Fur choker.
Just kilt.
Kilt only. Fur choker. Natural fucking 20. Fur choker. Fucking taking me back to 1995.
I barely know her.
Tuscan necklace, 15. Not too shabby. Jenny's spy gear, 1. That's a crime.
That is a crime.
The shirt Sam isn't wearing, 13 plus 69. Yeah.
Although I gotta admit that I was briefly thinking that because Jenny has dwarven luck, what's the thing? Halfling luck? Then you get to re-roll all critical fails.
Okay, Jenny's spy. We're gonna re-roll here.
6.
She still does not win.
It's okay. The fireball still doesn't hit. The shirt, the entire party takes 2 damage.
Excellent. The shirt Sam isn't wearing is 82. And then
Julie's doing that math in her head. I think that means she must secretly be a man.
I was a server.
Math is hard.
I got server math in my brain. Part 1 winner, the rent coat, gets a lousy 12. So the shirt Sam isn't wearing is our winner for season 1.
That is easily the best winner for any category we've ever had.
All right, here we go. Best.
Hold on. I just need to think about it for another minute.
Hold on. Let me look at the window.
Kitty! Just kidding.
No, everybody look. Everybody fucking look.
All right. Now we're at best episode.
Best episode.
Part 1 winner, I have to admit, is going to be really hard to beat. Part 1 winner is The Wedding,
which is an excellent episode.
Also, where Janine got to finally see an episode of Outlander that didn't involve somebody violently beating their dead brother.
Thank you for that.
Yeah. So instead, he just got to see them violently beating.
I'll allow it.
Okay, thanks.
All right. So, best episode of season 1, part 2. Number 1, the Devil's Mark.
And I want you all to know that options 2, 3, and 4 are not also the Devil's Mark, although we did seriously consider it.
Just thought about going 1, Devil's Mark, 2, Devil's Mark, 3, Devil's Mark, 4, Devil's Mark. Because come on.
You could have broken up if there had been commercial breaks like the axe.
Yeah. Like in between like cliffhangers every time you come back and they just go, and the Devil's Mark. And the commercial and everyone's like, God damn it. Okay.
And now another break for Empirical beer. This is Upcork. And option 2, the Devil's Mark. Number 2 is Lallybrock, a.k.a. Jenny Murray is the fucking jam.
Thank God she's here.
She's so good.
This is kind of a out of the box nominee for number 3, but we decided to call it the Claire/Jenny miniseries. If you took the watch and the search and just took the Claire and Jenny stuff and mashed it together into one episode.
So basically, Claire helps Jenny deliver her breech baby, and then Claire and Jenny go on the road and are eventually joined by Myrta. That would be one of the best episodes of Outlander ever. So you just have to ignore the leprechaun murder and the musical numbers.
Mama Rose
all
shit.
97 montages. Although you get to keep Myrta being grumpy about his dancing.
Yeah.
You get to keep that.
Yeah.
Great. And then option 4 is By the Pricking of My Thumbs, which is the precursor to the Devil's Mark, where Dougal is grieving and Claire goes into town to warn Galus, and then Leary is there and she gets arrested and all that shit. It's
Most importantly, the introduction of the Duke of Sandringham.
Oh, yeah.
Which, as you know, as listeners of our show, is one of our favorite bad guys on the show.
Those coats.
All right, here we go. The Devil's Mark. 2,000. Just put it down.
Go ahead and roll. That's 10 plus 666 is 676. Great.
Claire and Jenny miniseries. 4. No, I refuse that.
Well, you missed Lallybrock. You have to reroll.
Oh, okay. Lallybrock. 10.
Perfect.
Claire and Jenny miniseries. 20. Natural 20. Hey, Tall Ships Productions. Do you hear that? Why don't you go ahead and do that for us?
Oh my God, what I wouldn't do for a spin-off.
Why don't you just go ahead and put those 2 episodes together?
Just call it The Jenny Fails, and it'll be Jenny just being a spy.
We can do that.
We could do that.
Laura Donnelly, are you listening? We know you are.
We have the skills. We can rebuild it.
By the Pricking of My Thumbs, 14. All right, so it's the Devil's Mark versus The Wedding. You guys. The witch trial versus the wedding. They're almost the same thing. Just saying.
So
woman has no
676.
agency. Whatever. It's fucking patriarchy. Here we go. The wedding is 12 plus 69.
So the Devil's Mark wins.
I agree.
stand by that.
I agree.
That's great.
That episode of television.
It's a perfect episode. If you were to, oh my God, this is my life now. I immediately start thinking, well, if that was in list form, where would I rank it? And what else would be on the list? Because that's all I do with my goddamn life anymore. Did I tell you about the time I had to rank every song in the Disney animated canon? The last one was Canine Crunchies from 101 Dalmatians.
That's a deep cut.
Yes, it is. Anyway, The Devil's Mark, if I were to rank like perfect episodes of television, The Devil's Mark would totally be in the hunt, which is saying something because this is a universe that includes Breaking Bad.
Oh, God, I love
it. Would really be up there.
All right, here we go. You guys, we have a new category.
I can't believe we didn't think of this before.
Me neither.
So as a result, we have 6 nominees, 3 from the first half of season 1. I went 6 nominees, 5 fingers. 3 from the first half of season 1, 4 fingers. 3 from the second half of season 1, 4 fingers. Math is hard,
you guys.
So it's sexiest sex.
Come on. How did we not have this? I think it's because in season 2 there's not a lot of sexy sex, and then I don't know why they got married at the very end, didn't they?
Yeah, I get
part 1. So we just didn't see a lot of it.
Yeah.
This was when the sexy sex actually started. But
we're really proud of this list. And we had so many options. We really cut things down.
Yeah.
So the first is the most obvious one, which is the makeup sex.
That we already had in another category.
Vigorous riding with the knife to the throat. Yeah. Yeah.
And then, if you ever do that to me again, as the orgasm, whatever, it's really good. And then they find that Blair Witch bullshit under the bed. Ugh.
And then,
way to bring me down.
To make you call me master. Woof. Woof.
All right.
Have you guys seen Your Welcome Wednesday? Do you follow us on Facebook? Okay. If you haven't liked us on Facebook yet, every Wednesday, Julie finds a smoking hot picture of Sam Huon and posts it for Your Welcome Wednesday. Eventually, we might include a Tobias or a.
When I run out of pictures of Sam,
why?
Which will never happen.
No. Okay. There's a lot of photos of him, you guys, and there's a lot of like fan art photos of him. I want you to know, like where people like airbrush it and do weird shit to it.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't look good. No. It looks like anime. And you know what? No, I like him to be a little more.
I want to be able to imagine the fact that he's got butt sweat.
Yes, I want to be able to think about smelling said butt sweat.
Yes.
I also want to imagine that if I scratched him really hard, it would turn pink really fast.
Ooh, yes. I want to imagine that too. Hold on, give me a second.
Just a minute.
Kitties!
They all learned your trick. No one looked.
What if it was real that time, though? Okay. So our second nominee for sexiest sex, woof, Allison.
This one is really underrated. I think
Would
it's
you
in
say that it was kind of undercover?
I think looked a little down upon.
Like down below other things.
But it's getting a lot of upward attention. Also clitoris. So I think it's actually in By the Breaking of My Thumbs. It's the very beginning of an episode, and it's when Jamie is going down on Claire, and somebody starts pounding at the door, and he's like, no. And Myrta comes in, and Claire's like, she can't speak English anymore. She doesn't know where she is. She's just laying there going like, 1968, kitties. It's just actually really hot. All right. In a continuing theme, the next one, Julie.
Our third nominee, I don't necessarily find all that hot because
yes, you do.
No, it's so unbelievable.
Yes, but that's because he's so unbelievable.
The miraculous finger bang. It takes 92 seconds for her to go from like fucking Sahara Desert dry to just straight skyrockets.
I'm sorry.
There is no way.
But Julie, you're forgetting that there is absolutely no way that if that dude was your husband and you were riding like strapped on a horse with him in front of you or behind you, right?
Yeah.
That you would ever be Sahara Desert dry.
I don't know.
There's been like,
but she also just came from a fucking. She came from a witch trial where she almost got burned alive.
Yes, but then they had their chat in the woods, and he believed her, and then they got on a horse, and she's only human, and it went ba-da-dum, 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 ba-da-dum for like hours. So she's probably chafed, but also
dry. 93 seconds. That's all I'm going to say. Miraculous finger bang. We'll move on.
Okay.
Fourth nominee, Allison.
This is one of the 3 sex scenes in the wedding, and it's the one where Claire teaches Jamie that pain can be good, right? The biting, right? Yes. Oh, all the dudes in the audience just had no expression on their faces, except for Tom, who went, oh. All the ladies went, yeah. By the way, 50 Shades Darker is a piece of shit. I didn't see that for fun. I saw it to review it. And I didn't tell you this yet. I have a Google alert on my name because I have to, because I'm a woman who works in print media. And so people say shitty things on the internet. So I have to know. But I ended up, New York Magazine did an article on Vulture about the meanest things in 50 Shades Darker reviews, and they get quoted in it. Yeah. And the quote is Dakota Johnson and Jamie Dornan have as much chemistry as a box of Wheat Thins being blindfolded by a box of Triscuits. And I stand by that.
Yeah, that's good.
I really do stand by it.
That's really fucking good.
Thanks. Anyway, point is, if you're really interested in the mix of pain and pleasure, you're better off watching 5 minutes of one episode of Outlander than all of 50 Shades Darker, which is the least sexy movie in which people are almost always naked I've ever seen.
All right. So fifth sexiest sex nominee is Castle Leoch in the Future.
Another going down scene.
When Frank just straight up boop, on the table.
No. When Claire just straight up.
Yeah. But you know what? I got to say this. I personally don't like it when somebody fucking touches my head and does that shit to me. So I kind of feel a little bit bad for Frank.
Oh, but Frank probably likes it.
Maybe.
He likes a commanding woman.
It's true. Okay. But it is really hot because, first of all, she decided not to wear her knickers.
Mrs. Randall, you've forgotten your underpants.
Oh, did I?
You'll get dirty. Then you'll have to give me a bath. Ooh. And that's when her accent was still kind of bad, so it was like, then you'll have to give me a bath. Yeah. Okay. It's pretty hot.
And then our final nominee for Sexiest Sex is another one from the wedding, the pearl necklace scene. Yes.
The grand finale.
Not the pearl necklace, the actual pearl necklace. Yes. All right, here we go. Makeup sex with a knife by the fireplace. 18.
Infinity boob plus dick.
Going down with Jamie undercover. 3. Ridiculous.
Come on.
Miraculous finger bang. Watch this shit. It's going to be a natural 20. 13.
That's all right.
Infinity butt plus dick.
Pain. 6. Castle Leoch going down in the future. 3. Seems low. Pearl necklace. 17. Makeup sex wins. I agree.
That's nature's way of reminding us that that's the best sex scene in Outlander.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm just curious. Does anybody think that's wrong? Does anybody not agree? Yes?
Yeah, no. I think they're saying yes, it was right.
That's the right one?
Mm-hmm.
No, Molly doesn't agree. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, we've got lots of options.
Yeah. Just know that you can always go back and rewatch them.
So now, these are all some fan award suggestions from the old Dot's Poetry Corner. Mm-hmm. Thanks, Dot. We love them. I hope, God, maybe her name's not Dot. Maybe her name is like Mary, but she's the host of Dot's Poetry Corner. I don't know.
All right, we got to blow through these because we're
pretty much at time.
But we're going to do it. Best nonverbal acting moment. We've got Beej's reaction when Jamie comes in to save her.
When his face goes...
No, when he laughs. When he goes...
Oh, that one.
Remember? Because he's just about to rape her and then boom, there's Jamie in the window and he just goes... I love that shit. I love it so much. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, like that.
Thank you to be taking your hands off my wife.
And he goes, yeah. Duke of Sandringham running away. When he does that shit. Yes. And it is because they have their hijinks music on because they're all fighting outside. So it is like that.
Wait a second. I think we have to give a subtitle to this award category to best nonverbal and sound effects by you guys.
Yes. Okay. Well, we do that. And yes, I'm aware I just said doo-doo. Jenny laughing when Blackjack tries to assault her and she starts laughing at him.
It's so great because at first it's like she's really laughing, then she realizes it's bothering him, so then she just looks terrified, but she makes herself laugh. Mm-hmm. So it's like, ha ha ha, ha ha ha, ha ha ha, and it's good. Best.
And then we're treated to his limp ass foredick. And then Beach riding into Fort William right before Jamie's about to get hung, where he has that moment of like that incredible face that's so hard to describe but really good. Like, okay, so here we go.
And that one sounds like ba-dum, 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 ba-dum.
Okay, like that. Kitty! All right, Beach's reaction at Fort William. 18?
Yeah. That's solid.
The Duke running to Yakety Sax. 10. Jenny laughing at a limp dick. 7. Beach riding into Fort William. 7. You know what? I like that because when he laughs, it's so genuine and funny. When he does that, I love it.
It's like a lesser actor would have done the Joey Lawrence, whoa, but instead,
yeah. All right.
Oh, thank you to be taking your hands off my wife. Whoa.
All right.
One
scroll
more.
down. One more category. Best quote that we can use here today in everyday life. My favorite is, I'm bursting.
Right?
Because you think it's because
you could use it when you have to pee, when you have to
But it's really because she has to milk herself.
Yes. If you have to milk yourself, if you've had too much taco meat. Yeah. If you've got too much stuff in your purse, you could use it then.
I'm bursting. All right, you get to do this one because it's your favorite.
Okay. The next one is Jesus H. Roosevelt Christ.
Yay. Which is
It's a classic.
Good. It's good. Third one is, if you are a witch, now would be a perfect time to use your powers.
Oh, except for it's Claire.
Is it Claire?
If you are a witch, now would be a perfect time to use your powers.
Is that right?
Or it's when they're in the
Ned. It's
oh,
not Ned?
no.
It's
Claire.
Okay.
It's Claire. And I really like that one. And whether it wins or not, I'm going to start using that in everyday life.
Mm-hmm. It
Probably
feels appropriate.
sometime today. Like when Megan and Tony, two of our listeners who we don't know personally, except for we do now, new friends forever, brought waffles. Yes, it is amazing. When we run out of waffles, I'm going to turn to Tony and I'm going to say, Tori, sorry. I'm going to turn to Tori and I'm going to say, if you are a witch, now would be a perfect time to use your powers. That's going to see.
And they're both wearing the same Bad Witch shirt and it wasn't planned. As our fans are the best.
Yeah, they're both wearing a shirt that says Bad Witch, and it's a coincidence. It's amazing. The next one is a little scene, and the first part of it is the quote that you would reuse. We'll reenact it. Okay. So this is here we go.
I'm better at the British.
All right, but you'll be fetching me a good stiff dram before we start.
In that case, the baby will likely be drunk too.
Then he'll come into the world a true Scot.
So really, it's all about getting me a shot.
Right. So Julie will be like, we really need to talk about the executive order that just got signed. And I'm going to say, all right, but you'll be fetching me a good stiff dram before we start.
No shit.
And then Julie will say, then the baby will likely be born drunk too. And I'll say, yes, that's because they took away my right to choose.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah. That just pushed Jadine right over the edge.
No.
All right.
Here we go.
I'm bursting.
Because it's sad.
It is.
And true.
I'm bursting.
I'm bursting gets 7. That seems low. Jesus H. Roosevelt Christ gets 10.
That's fair.
If you are a witch, now would be a perfect time to use your powers. Gets a 5. That didn't seem right. And then a woman's right to choose gets 2.
Which is the percent likelihood that they're not going to go after Roe in the next 4 years.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So Jesus H. Roosevelt Christ wins.
That seems fair.
I think that sounds great.
No, you don't agree?
I don't know.
I like it, but it's more.
But just try saying it. Jesus H. Roosevelt Christ.
Jesus H. Okay.
No, it's
No,
good.
I got halfway through and I was like, that's fun.
It's good because it can be about anything, literally anything. All right,
Jesus H. Roosevelt Christ, this Empirical beer is good.
Well, I would like to thank Empirical Brewery for hosting us again. Thank you guys so much.
If you're listening, we'll do this again eventually. Please come, because now what's going to happen is we're going to encourage all these lovely people, say hello, people, to stay and get a little bit day drunk with us, which is the Chicago way, also the Scottish way.
Yeah.
Coincidence? I don't think so.
No.
I'm going to stare through that window and see if I can see some kitties.
You will see a kitty.
It's going to be great. Mm-hmm. And we're going to be back with whichever I guess Dudelander is next?
I think Dudelander is next, unless the dudes are like, nah, man. I'm looking at Kevin and he looks a little scared. Oh, he says we'll talk later.
No, he's going to do Dudelander. It's because he's a fame whore.
Mm-hmm. Okay, scheduling stuff. Okay, fine, boring.
Other things we have coming up for you. We realized when we re-listened to this episode that we promised we were going to do a costumes only episode.
We didn't do that.
But we promised that when we were hammered, so we never did.
We'll do it now.
Yeah, so we're going to do one. We're also going to be doing 2 very special episodes where Julie and I are separated by the one thing that divides us. One is that, who gasped?
Scotty.
Scotty, I love you.
So dramatic.
One is that the thing that divides us is that Julie has not read the books and I have.
And
we're going to do a things coming on season 3 that we're looking forward to episode for people who've read the books, and that's going to be me with our pal Beth Locke and Jen Moniz.
Book knowledge
and
versus
one
total
for
improv.
people who haven't read the books.
Don't
and
care.
That's going to be, and that Julie and Kelly Loris are going to be
wish fulfillment.
Be like, what I want to see on season 3 is that they all go to the moon and they find out it's filled with whiskey.
Yeah,
it's gonna be great. And then I don't know what we're gonna do until the show comes back.
Wait, you know what I was thinking about this the other day? We really do need to do the Weird Nightmare episode of Punky Brewster.
Okay. We will. If you have things that you want us to cover until the show comes back, let us know. Jen suggested that we talk about each character individually and like dive deep into the character, but also talk about that actor's filmography and go through like the weird shit on their IMDb page.
The wormhole.
Yep. If you have other suggestions, let us know, especially if you're here and you're going to get another beer. You may as well just talk to us about shit we could do because we don't want to just disappear until the show comes back. And now it seems like it's probably going to be this summer.
Yeah, it's going to be later than we thought.
Pushing back
Yeah.
that far?
Yeah,
well, they're still filming. So they're filming, I won't tell you which location it is, but they're done filming in Scotland and then they travel and they're shooting to the place they travel.
I believe it's
in
South Africa. Yeah.
But I won't tell you what it's supposed to be. So, and they're still, just got there.
Yeah. Look at all these
all the book readers are dancing.
Nerds.
Anyway, thank you so much for listening. Please, everybody, stay and get drunk with us. I'm Allison.
I'm Julie.
And that's Janine.
Hey.
Wait, did we miss anything? Is there any award that you want to give out?
No, you guys cover everything. I fucking love it.
Are you sure? Thanks.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
We want to thank all of our Patreon patrons, and because we're live and I don't have my notebook, I can't say all your names, but I know Kathleen Moniz is one of them, and I know Jen Lander Drunklin is one of them.
Friday Payton.
And I think I'm forgetting somebody, and I will mention you 9 times.
Beth
is a
Locke.
Patreon patron.
She's here. She's actually
lots
here.
And lots of wonderful
we
people.
are assholes.
Yeah. She's sitting in front of us. All of our other Patreon patrons, everybody who talks to us on Twitter, you guys are the best, especially if you show up in real life and bring waffles.
Not just waffles like by themselves, like, here, have a fucking Eggo. No, they're like Belgian waffles, and then there's Nutella and shit.
Oh, God, it's great. I've been imagining since they showed up in their matching t-shirts, it just keeps going in my head, that scene from The Wizard of Oz where Glinda's in her beautiful pink dress, and she goes, are you a bad witch or a bad witch? It's in my head. And it made me want to see that version of The Wizard of Oz so bad I can't tell you. Follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/PodlanderCast. Follow us on Twitter at PodlanderCast. Give on Patreon if you want to. Follow Janine on Twitter just because it's funny. He posts about space, and then you can tell him how much you love him.
Those are my 2 favorite things.
Yeah. And that's Pagel_Aaron.
Yeah.
Yeah. Come on, get in there. Do it for the team. And we and Julie's Chainmail Dice Bag Nutsack would like to wish you a very happy day drink. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.